Yeah. What up? What up? How we doing? Welcome to How Billy Sees It. We're back outside again for episode 4 of How Billy Sees It. Yeah. Shout out to you for being here. We outside again. I like it outside. I really enjoy it out here. So I think I'm gonna do more and more episodes outside, or at least in other parts of the house. So thanks for being with me, man. I named this one If This Video Finds You. And I named it that in part because I'm not sure exactly where this is gonna go today. But I know it'll make sense. I know it'll all work out. So if this video finds you, man, everything's gonna be okay. If this video finds you, everything's gonna be more than okay. It's gonna be better than you can imagine. It's gonna be better than you can fathom, actually. But this period is a real period of flux. I don't know where everyone is at. I don't know where things are for you in the moment. As you watch this, I hope that you're well. I hope that you're well, physically well, mentally well. You feel safe, feel free, and that you feel powerful and able to step into your fullest self. And I know that even in whatever's going on, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. Yeah, everything's going to be okay, yo. Tomorrow, we're going out. Sheba and I are headed out of the country for a bit. Headed to Canada, to Montreal for a wedding. It's going to be a lot of fun. Excited for that. I'm excited for that. I know it's going to be fun. Every time I meet up with Jesse, it's a solid time. Whenever either he's down here or we're in, visiting him in Canada, which we did, I think, a year ago. That was dope. And yeah, I'm excited. I think he's having his little bachelor party right now. Hope he's having fun. If this video finds you, it's gonna be okay. That's what is speaking to me right now, and that's what I feel like I need to be sharing, because it's the kind of thing that I've been grappling with. The question of what's going to happen next. I mean, everything just seems so ridiculous, and there's so many things going on, but it's going to be okay. Yeah. For real, man. Like, you can see it. I mean, I don't know. I realize people are in so many different spaces, man. I talk about how we're in... What's that? That ain't sound like a firecracker or something. We're in essentially different worlds. We think it's one world, but we're in essentially different worlds. And that's just a feature of what this is. We are engaging in complete, which is why everyone has deeply fractured sense of what's going on in the world. Everyone has all these different labels and different narratives to describe themselves and describe the situation. And we have incredible beauty going on in the world at this moment. We have incredible, people are achieving their goals. People are finding happiness in new ways. People are expanding their definitions of themselves and creating every second of the day. There's creation happening. And then there's also the opposite every second of the day. And everything is gonna be all right, yo. Everything's gonna be all right. More than all right. I think a lot of the stuff we're seeing too, a lot of the crazy, really harmful stuff has to do with people struggling to deal with the process of us moving into this future that is more than all right, that is awesome. People are clinging to their old definitions of things, the definitions that gave them benefit and privilege and set the world up in a certain way, the way that we grew up in, the way that is kind of crumbling now. All these fights over nationalities and gender and politics. There's always a consistent class war happening. There's the man hating and the woman hating. All this stuff. There's the hatred towards immigrants. There's the effort to redo history for black, to redo black history, to make American history more fun and free, and to remove the ugly parts. There's an effort to whitewash history, whitewash this moment, every moment. They're investing heavily in the propaganda and in the systems to commandeer our discourse and our narrative. So we can't even see what's going on. We can't even apply appropriate words to what's going on because people are invested in us not being able to. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Sometimes I look at it, I get really frustrated because I see the amount. I'm talking about millions. They're investing hundreds of millions of dollars in it, all over the place to hold on to what was. You know what I'm saying? And I think the truth is that everything's going to be more than okay. We are all learning more and more about ourselves, and we are just like, we're going to have to navigate a bunch of stuff to get to the place where everything is okay. But if everything's okay right now, actually, that's actually the thing I want to do. Like I'm looking forward. I'm speaking in the future tense when I should be speaking in the present tense. Everything is okay right now, actually. We are being inundated with people who want to create. They're creating these tensions with their commitments, their commitment to control. They say like the world would be better if Congress, like you can get Congress to all take some shrooms, drop the ego for a little bit, come in tune with the connection to the rest of the world. Get out of the political thing, this game that they're always playing, this fundraising game, this connections game that they're constantly, all they do 24/7. Every 2 years they're back at it, so they can't stop. They can't stop the performance. But it's not just Congress that needs mushrooms. It's just like everybody. The shrooms are talking to us, man. The shrooms are trying to connect us. Who's that dude? Not Terrence Howard. There's a philosopher, Terrence McKenna. He's got a lot of stuff on YouTube where he studied shrooms, and he has some interesting theories about what it's actually doing. How it's like the Earth's little magical attempt to reconnect us somehow. I don't know what the shrooms are doing, but I know everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be more than all right. It is all right. It's all right now. When you really get that and you really realize that, then you can sit and you can chill. It's like what we talked about yesterday, because there's just so many things pulling at your attention, pulling you away from yourself, like we said yesterday. Pulling you away from yourself, pulling you away from the truth of how everything is okay. Everything's okay. Everything's great. Everything. Maybe not everything. There are parts of this that are fucked up. Yeah. No, let's say things are great. Things are okay. Things are okay. You realize that, and then you can engage entirely differently. I mean, my entire adult life, from Capitol Hill to other places that I've worked, in DC in particular, politics, man, it's a crazy game, It's a crazy game. It's a crazy game. It's a fucking crazy game. And it's committed to fracturing us, man. It's committed to pulling us away from the knowing. But in spite of that, we are knowing. We are at peace with ourselves. We are at peace with the moment. We don't have to be pulled into other people's shit either. It's so funny because just like the who cares thing yesterday, as soon as I say something, then I'm like, I think a bit about it and I go, none of these things are in absolutes, Someone's, what about that case where you don't want that, actually. So what did I say? You don't want to get pulled into other people's things? Obviously, I talk a lot about empathy. So yeah, there's something about being in tune with other people, with sharing a space, sharing the space time that we share with others, and empathy, the energies of other people, they pull you in ways we don't understand. They pull you in. And not all of that is bad, right? That's how we relate to one another. That's how we understand each other. We're all mirrors to each other. We give each other opportunities to see what else is possible. To see what else, if there's something you could see by contrast, is there something you admire and want to adopt from that person, this other person that you interact with. And sometimes it's the opposite. You see something, you go, oh, that's exactly what I don't want to be, and it is the experience of life and the very colorful and varied expressions of people that give us that opportunity for that experience. And that's the whole thing, is that what I've just described there is I've just tried to put some words to a deeply complex phenomena of experience on this, of how humans interact with each other in the very varied ways that we all show up. And it's all good. It's all good. It's all wonderful now. Not tomorrow, not 2 years from now. It's all great. It's people and systems that are benefiting, trying to tell us that something's wrong. If I walk down the street and I see a couple, and any kind of couple, a mixed race couple, or a gay couple, a lesbian couple, I don't know. I mean, it's people trying to finding fault in something like love in a moment, The moment is, and the moment is good, the moment is fine, the moment is, but we're being geared toward craziness. And this thing we call right wing in particular, man, the right wing kind of, their whole thing is about inventing conflict for profit. That's what that's about. And I think we're not tuned into how sinister and manipulative that is, how that's actually creating a problem. It is the narratives being created by our political system and the people with the microphones and these poorly constructed conversations that can take something that is natural and good and fine and find a way to make it not good. But everything is going to be all right, because that's what it is. I think we have these, all these theories about these end times theories. I grew up with a lot of that. I grew up Baptist Christian. I used to listen to Busta Rhymes. Remember when Busta Rhymes had 2 albums where there's only 5 years left. He's like, I think the year 2000 he said the world was going to end. So 1995 he had an album. Only 5 years left. Then he had an album every year. And every year he was counting down. There's only 2 years left. It's fucking 25 years ago, But here we are again, 25 years later. Difficult times. Strange politics. Political, social, economic upheavals and challenges. Spiritual even. Something I wouldn't have said several years ago. I wouldn't have included that. But I now have a definition of this that makes a great deal of sense to me. So yes, there's a spiritual battle going on, but I think we got it all wrong. This end times and motherfuckers waiting for people to come back, and there's gonna be trumpets, and there's gonna be a very specific person who's gonna come back, and I think it keeps rolling. I think this is more complex than we know. Our narratives are creating the thing. It's back to it again. The journalists and the president are creating bad narratives that lock us in and create problems when there are none. And the same is true for many of our older stories, our older narratives, the narratives we inherited, People are literally waiting for some hero figures, some biblical hero figures. That's true in the Abrahamic faiths for the most part. And in other faiths. Yeah. I don't want to get into faith here. Or into religion. I don't want to get into religion. I'm definitely in the conversation on faith for sure. In this conversation here, if I'm saying that it's going to be all right, that's a teleological claim. Teleological is a philosophy word that's it's about a claim that has an ending. We know the ending already. And I think we know the ending. The reason we know the ending is because the way I see it, it is now. It is not. It is now. It is always now. That's the reason I know the ending. It's not that I really know the ending. I know the now is what I'm saying. And the way we think is structured with this thing called time. And it, we have all these anything about the future is imaginary. And much of the past is also imaginary. We suffer from these imaginations. Yeah, we suffer from these imaginations and these stories. But I mean, I think that it speaks to how powerfully things can be different, though. You know, very powerfully, very quickly, even with a different set of, with a different discourse, with a different narrative, with an improved narrative, with like real a genuine approach to what is. You come back to what I'm saying here. With a genuine approach to what is, a genuine attempt to look at, give language to what is, to experience and to engage with what is, you arrive at the idea, at the truth that everything is now, and everything is okay, and everything is more than okay, and that you don't have to worry. You don't have to keep fighting. That's one of the challenges. I said this yesterday about the grind. The grind is a business. The grind I'm thinking about is a business oriented thing. But even in politics and just in general, I mean, we look at the propaganda system in this moment, cable news and Zionists in particular. Like, there's an effort to always be controlling, control the narrative, stop these people from speaking, get people off their platforms for saying honest things, threaten people, make people feel uncomfortable, close off the discourse. This is a sensitive topic, so we should be very mindful, blah blah blah. It's like this all prevents us from seeing what is. We should be really more attuned with who are the people preventing us from articulating what is. Don't even actually just that's what it is. Like, when you are, fuck the people who are preventing, fuck that, the people who are preventing us from saying what is. It doesn't matter what they do, it matters what you do. And that's part of the thing, is like this whole, if you can find peace in the knowing that it is all now, it is all one thing, that it is all one thing. That means that your little small sliver of the world, and your small, hopefully we can live to be 120. Your 120 span on this planet is a speck of time, in the vast expanse of time and of this universe, and that you are connected to all of that. You're made of the same stuff, of stardust and organic material and life forms and cells and all that stuff, and it's all one, and it's all good, and you don't have to control. In fact, your efforts to control will produce an odd result. I'm trying to keep it broad language because this can go in any direction. The efforts to control will produce an odd result. You can't control stuff. You can't control, especially complex phenomena. You can't control complex phenomena. That's why you can't, like, even in dating, in relationships, you can't control her. Stop trying to control the woman. You can't control her. She's a woman. She's a human. She's an adult human. Like you, as complex as you, with all of the, everything that you're capable and all the faults that you have. And cats want to control things, you want to control things, but you can't. And the attempt to control will frustrate you, and it will create a problem. And you will push the girl away. You will push women away by attempting to control. You'll push whatever you're after away. That's one of the weird principles of this experience. I hope people who watch, I hope you feel me on that. I hope maybe you've experienced that. You'll notice this. You have to assert yourself, and then you kind of like let go and relax and let it come to you. I think that's an important principle. We don't engage with that enough. We engage with you know what I'm saying? Like, what's taught often is you just keep the foot on the pedal. Never let the foot off the gas, you know? That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough for some people. Trying to control the uncontrollable. And then you have to keep doing more and more ridiculous things to try to hold on to that control. That's what I see happening right now with a number of things. But the creeping fascism we have in this country, and the Zionist project in Israel, it's the way that they're having the conversation in the United States, the way that they're Mike Huckabee now, right? He just did an interview where he's talking, he can't justify Israel's behavior. He can't. The Israeli human rights organization, B'Tselem, has called it a genocide. It's a genocide. It's been a genocide. They joined 20 other human rights organizations, the experts on the subject. The Global Council on Genocide Studies has also weighed in. Yeah, it's a genocide. This is an egregious moment we're in, with wanton killing and abuse and the cover-up of it. Not just physical violence, but the mental violence, the psychological abuse of gaslighting and lying and redefining and spinning. Mike Huckabee said in the interview that you don't support Israel's government. He says, Christians, you don't support it. It's not about, you don't have to support Israel's government and what they're doing, but you have to support, you know, the covenant that God has with Israel and with I think he said, well, let me just say with Israel. I don't know if he mentioned people, the citizens in particular. But of course, he's using now, it's gotten so bad and so obvious what's going on. It's all unraveling, all these lies. And so now they can't just say things like, what? This is the best ally. What? What? Israel's the most moral army. What? You just come up with like little things to, you know, the typical run-of-the-mill control. The typical run-of-the-mill control is no longer there. So they're now, someone like Huckabee, more control. All right, so now let me lean into deeper absurdity. On authority of God, we're supposed to let Netanyahu, we're supposed to support the killing of 89% civilians in Gaza, the destruction of every hospital, the explicit targeting of journalists and their families, the declaring that every child, woman, and man on that plot of land is a terrorist and worthy of being murdered, maimed. You know, it's like, it's not true. Everyone knows it's not true. Everyone who is connected in any way to an inner knowing and a connection to their own humanity knows that it's not true and it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. These arguments don't hold muster at all. And so we're in a phase of just pure power and pure might and pure, what are you going to do about it kind of thing. And of course, they have the full support of the cable news apparatus, who's all just reading off the teleprompters, you know. But back to the point. That's all. it's funny because you're seeing in that, you're seeing a response to the lack of control that they have. You're seeing them make the wrong choice, actually. The wrong choice. They don't understand that they need to let go and come back to a truth by letting go. Let go of this burden of having to keep lying over and over. Right? Let go of this burden. There's a guy I went to high school with who's a big Israel supporter. And when something happened, some news story that came out about the genocide, and we're talking about the genocide in particular and how the scholars have all declared it a genocide, and he jumps up and he was like, what'd he say? Genocide can't be, because he started referencing the population of Gaza. There's something about the population growth of Gaza and about how they drop leaflets. They drop leaflets first telling people to leave. So that's not a genocide. And obviously that's so false. That's such a bad... The definition of genocide makes no mention about the population size or growth or anything about that. There's no reference. That's a distraction. And it's an insult to our intelligence as well. When someone does that, when someone tries to take the definition, like Ben Shapiro does this all the time, tries to obscure the actual definition and give us something else, it's an attempt at control, it's an insult to our intelligence, and it's a grasping at straws to try to... They're playing on most people's ignorance about the actual definition and trying to control us. When what they should be doing is letting go. And letting things be, letting truth be what it is. But no, too much. Truth is, especially by now, the truth is rough, you know? So you're watching actually a lack of control manifested as an effort for control. And if you can look out further, like, you know, first I'm pissed off by it and I think it's horrendous, and then I pull out further and I go, it's all gonna be okay. They're struggling. It's only gonna get worse, actually. Yeah, it's only gonna get worse to hold up these lies. Man, people are gonna get less and less fearful. The discourse is gonna be more and more truthful and broad, and they can spend as much money as they want. Everything's gonna be okay. And we will have a greater conversation about what it means to be human. What are these identity groupings? What do they mean? What value does it have? People will be having their understand. I certainly, my understanding of international relations, it's all been blown up. That's not how it works. We don't have systems of response to international crimes. We don't have it. You know, we don't have it. But we are in this moment, and we do have the opportunity to give actual language to what is, and then to move forward together with an even deeper understanding, you know, of the world and of ourselves, and like what it all means, you know. And it's gonna be okay, and it is okay. And we're gonna learn in this deeply, highly mediated time. We're learning so much about the media in a way our parents never understood. Our parents got images and sounds from the screen and the TV and the screen, and even us, we got images and sounds, and we received them, and you know the whole what propaganda is doing to our brains. It's we're learning it through this. It's the only way is to have to like engage with these things that were prior sort of unknown to us. These are like forces, like gravity, or spectrums of light that we can't see. They're here. They exist. They're with us right now. There's spectrums of light that I can't see. There are forms of shall we say matter or energy that I can't see or I can't give language to, but it's present. And so when I said the corollary there is like the way we look, the way we engage with media, the way we engage with language, the levers of control that are occurring in media and in language, they were always there. Now we will be able to see them and articulate them, and because we're going through a process. You know what I'm saying? So And it's for us. That's the other thing to have to think about. It's for us. It's for us. It's for that growth. And it's a hard thing to sort of grapple with when you think about like the people that are being torn apart, children being burned alive. I can't even begin to I'm not trying to like make sense of that somehow, but I do know that we win and everything is all right. Humanity wins. Yeah, I do know that. You have to know that. You do see that, right? I hope you see that. If not, you should subscribe, because I see it. And I can point to it. We can point to it together. There's just a lot happening. And most of what you're seeing, I hope you're not watching cable news. Most of what you're seeing, that is not what is. That is a very particular thing that will pull you away from what is. It will pull you away from yourself. It will pull you away from truth. It will pull you away from the fact that it's going to be more than okay, yo. It's going to be fantastic. Everything is evolving. Real talk. And if you're watching this, if this video found you, or if you found the video, then you know that. That's what this video is telling you. That's why you found the video. So you can move with confidence because you know it'll be all right. I talked about Palestine here today, but this is true with many other problems and issues and challenges and things that feel heavy in this moment. That might be personal. Things that I'm talking about in my life and things that are relevant to you. It's going to be all fucking right, son. Just move confident right now in the knowledge. Don't let anybody change your path. Don't let anybody change your vision. Don't let anybody change your language. Don't let anybody constrict your ability to speak. Constrict your framing to match them, to support something that is outside of you. You set the tone. It's gonna be all right. It's your vision. Make it your vision. It's gonna be all right, yo. That's all I got. That's the episode. It's a lot of love. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will probably be getting on, and I'll be in Canada at the time. So, but I'll find a spot and I'll do probably a short one, yo. I want to say shout out to everybody that has been on this episode. Let me check the comments real quick. Let's see here. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Let me read this. I can't believe this is how I know I'm getting old, bro. I'm out here struggling. Thank you for the reminder. It's gonna be okay. Yes. Oh man, there's a couple underneath here I can't read. I gotta pick that thing up. All right. I can't read it, yo. But peace, love, and that's just how I see it. All right, later.